This is a model 3CL toll switchboard, manufactured in 1957, this particular segment of switchboard. This is primarily used for operator-assisted calls, one-plus calls originating out of a step-by-step central office or a crossbar central office, as well as the independent telephone companies. When a subscriber dials 0, they would come into a jack on the board. This particular switchboard was in Portland, Oregon, and has locations for Oregon and Southwest Washington on it, which this board was in service until the mid-80s when they finally retired it, because it was dealing with the IMTS, MTS, as well as the ring downs, toll stations, and so forth. On this switchboard we have, of course, the cord pairs. You have the front cord and the rear cord. And then you have the keys to operate to even talk to either the front cord or the rear cord, as well as ring the front or the rear. And the operator could either bridge in or have the line split so they could talk to either party independently. Here's a close-up of the key shelf when I put it back to as close to original as I could, showing the DC buttons, which will provide DC signals to a DC key pulse sender, which then will take the DC signals and convert it to rotary dial to dial into a step-by-step toll train. As well as we're going to configure this so that we can send MF tones into the Astra system to the tandem jacks, such as they would have in the original days. Here's a close-up of the key shelf with the lever keys with the orange handles, which was the ringing to the front cord or the rear cord, and then the lever keys with the black handles, which for the operator could talk to the front cord or the rear cord independently. Also next to it is an IBM keypad that was the last evolution of mechanized billing that Pacific Northwest Bell utilized in Oregon and Washington. This connected to an IBM computer, and the information was keyed in to the computer so that it would keep track of the calls instead of doing it on paper. The tandem jacks here would be connected to typically a number 4 type toll machine, such as a 4A, 4M, or in some cases a number 4 ESS with the proper trunks. The lights would light up on the cords when a subscriber hook switch flashed or to recall the operator, and at that time the operator would either disconnect both cords or talk to the subscriber. This particular device here is a coagulograph, which is not the correct one for this particular segment of switchboard, but the operator would take a card at the beginning of the call, punch it in would put it in the coagulograph, punch it, and then would put it in a slot, which is right next to the cord circuit. At the end of the call, they would take the card and put it back into the device, punch it again, and then that would go off to the billing office, so they would take the start time, the end time, and calculate out what the duration of the call was. This particular switchboard here, of course, is 4317, 4316. I believe, from my information, there was about 100 of these positions in the office that this was in. And at one time, of course, every jack and lamp was utilized. Here is a close-up of some of the labeling above the jacks that shows the Portland MK221, which was the MTS radio telephone system. Here is a close-up of the Hoodoo toll stations as they were prior to 1995 when they were removed. The Hoodoo is a ski lodge on US Highway 22 heading from Salem, Oregon to Bend, Oregon, or from Portland to Bend. And you can see there were several other locations. This switchboard was left operational to handle all of the non-mechanized type calls, such as the IMTS, MTS, toll stations, ring downs, and things that was not cost effective to put into the TSPS modern systems. This switchboard was retired, I believe, in 1987. Here we show the exchange of 433 Marcola, Oregon flat rate and prepay pay telephones. Marcola was a population of approximately 400 subscribers in its original day. This is the rear of the 3CL board. I have not completed any of the wiring yet, so it's kind of a mess. This is the position circuit. It has the relays for the cord circuits and control. The test board closest to the wall by the 6-button wall phone is a number 17 toll test board. The center test board is a number 18 toll test board. The last closest test board is a number 24 private line test board. The number 24 test board has the ability to send MF, DP, or DTMF from its key set. The number 17 and number 18 can function as a DC or MF key set. All three of these test boards are 9 foot tall. The total length is 7 foot from left to right.